Hi everybody, it's Nikki here, and say it with me. It's Bookgammon time! Yes, it is that time of the month where I play my TBR game Bookgammon, which is based off the board game Backgammon. I will leave a link to the playlist for you in the description box down below. So if you haven't seen this video before, please do check it out before you leave. I explained the rules in the January video. So I have been playing this for 2 years now. We are going into our 3rd year of playing this. It seems like only yesterday I brought her into the game, into play with me. So, of course, we have to start with some housekeeping first. So let's put her down because, you know, she gets noisy. So first of all, let's go to the priority picks for February's TBR. Those are the books that were on January's TBR that I didn't get to, so they become priority picks for the next month. So I don't think this was part of my Bookgammon TBR, but it was my buddy read with my good friend Charlotte. I didn't get to it. It's Empire Storms by Sarah J. Maas. This is the fifth book in the Throne of Glass series. I have maybe 2 days left of the month at time of filming, so I am going to try and get this started before the end of the month. But anyway, whatever happens, we are allowing ourselves 2 months now to do our buddy reads because these books are getting thicker as the further along in the series we go. And both Charlotte and I are struggling to get through these chonkers in 1 month now. So yeah, we're continuing our buddy read. As I say, we're supposed to start this in January. I haven't, but I'm going to get to it. So that's not priority pick because I already know I'm going to read it in February. The others are priority picks. So I did not get to Laini Taylor's Daughter of Smoke and Bone, so this will be a priority pick. I did not get... Are we surprised? I didn't get to my non-fiction book of January, which was The War of the Roses, or The Wars of the Roses, The Conflict That Inspired Game of Thrones by Martin J. Doherty. I did not get to this one. Sadly, I was so excited for this one, and then one of my book club friends said that the author of this, Michael Ende, was really angry and upset about the film that was created from his book or adapted from his book because it doesn't quite follow along with the storyline of the actual book. So now I'm even more intrigued to read this, but I just didn't get to it. This is quite a chonker as well, and as I say, just not reading as fast as I used to at the moment. So yeah. And there is another reason why I didn't pick this one up, because my bomb book. Don't worry, I have started it. Look, I'm there, I'm right there. This was my bomb book, which unfortunately I won. Do you really win your bomb book? But anyway, I won Tad Williams' Shadow March as my bomb book for January, and I did get us started. I did. Look, I'm that far in. I am 130 pages in of a 642 page book. So yeah, that happened. So I'm going to continue reading this throughout February. It may take me a while, I'm so sorry, but I did get to it, so there's no punishment. I only punish myself if I do not read the bomb book of the month. Because that's the whole point of the bomb book, is I have to read it. So that's the only time I ever kind of give myself a punishment or whatever. So yes, I did get to the bomb book for the month. So those are the priority picks for February. So let's talk about the star book and the bomb book for February. Okay, so for the bomb book for February, I couldn't think of anything that I was looking at my shelves. I was just so indecisive. So I called for my husband, and I thought the bomb book could be a book that he chooses. I have completely no decision over it at all. Could be a book that I do want to read, could be a book that I don't want to read. But it's a bomb book because I had no choice in it. And the one he picked me is The Bright and the Pale by Jessica Rubinowski. This was a Fairy Loot edition. It's got beautiful sparkly blue edges. He picked this because his favourite colour is blue. He always picks me my blue books when I ask him to pick a book. This is kind of a bomb book in the sense that I have not heard great things about this. I have seen so many people who got this in their Fairy Loot book box actually like unhaul this without reading it because there's been so many negative reviews about it from people who have read it. So I don't know what to expect. 17-year-old Valeria is one of the only survivors of the freeze, a dark magical hold Knocked Mountain unleashed on her village. Everyone, including her family, is trapped in an unbreakable sheet of ice ever since she's been on the run from the Tsar, who is determined to imprison anyone who managed to escape. Valeria finds refuge with the Thieves Guild, doing odd jobs with her best friend Alik, the only piece of home she has left. That is, until he is brutally murdered. A year later, she discovers Alik... I'll cut that bit out because that's a spoiler. So I'm going to leave it there. Yeah, that's going to be my bomb book. And then for the star book, which I did pick for myself because I almost picked this up in January because I really, really wanted to get to it. And that is Finale by Stephanie Garber. This is book 3 in the Caraval series. And honestly, I finished Legendary and was like, I went straight to my shelves, picked this up, and I was about to start reading it and then said to myself, no. Stick to your TBR. You're already not reading all of the books that were on your TBR. Do not be making it worse by picking another book that wasn't on your TBR. So this is going to be my star book because I really, really, really want to get to this. I'm so excited to see how this story is going to finish. So yeah, this is my star book. So with all of that said and done, let's, fingers crossed she's nice to me. It's February, it's a short month. I do not need a large TBR. Oh, that sounded dead posh, didn't it? TBR. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Anyway, don't know where I was going there. But yeah, let's roll gameplay and see what Bookgammon has in store for me this month. Please be nice. Please be nice. Okay, so let's remind ourselves of the categories. Red is thriller, pink is contemporary, orange is classic, green is middle grade, yellow is graphic novels and mangas, purple is non-fiction, and blue is fantasy and sci-fi. We have our prompts here, so let's give them a shuffle. And we'll put them there. And then let's place the star book and bomb book. Let's place the star book first this time. So we have our number generator. Number 3. So that is 1, 2, 3 on a classic. And then for the bomb book, number 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So that's on a graphic novel or manga slot. So instead of picking those books, we would just read the star book or the bomb book if we landed on them. So I have my 2 dice here. We will use the 2 dark pieces this time round, I think. So let's go for roll number 1. Ooh, a 6 and a 4. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is fantasy. And then 6 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We will keep the star token there just in case we have to go backwards later. But we do have a fantasy and a graphic novel manga as our first prompts. So the graphic novel manga prompt is a random colour generator. So I will use a random colour generator to generate a colour, and then I have to match the cover of the book to that colour. Now this can be in any genre prompt book, because it's not specifically a graphic novel or manga prompt, so it can be from any genre, this book. The fantasy, oh no, lowest anticipated. When you're in a bit of a reading slump, that is not a great prompt to get. So okay, those are the 2 prompts. Roll number 2. 4 and a 6. 1, 2, 3, 4. No. No. Oh, the rule is if the piece can land on it, it has to land on it. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got the bomb book again. Husband shouts up, "Unlucky," from downstairs. Thanks for that, darling. So that means we do have to take the star book off, token off, because we're reading the bomb book again this month. Blast it. But this one still has to move 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh no. So no prompt for this one because it did land on the bomb book, but we do need a contemporary prompt. And the prompt is one bed trope. I might have to ask for some help with that one. So yeah, the one bed trope. There we go. Oh, bomb book again. Okay, roll 3. 6 and a 1. Okay. I'm going to move this one 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So we can get a fantasy, and then this one 1. So it's a non-fiction. So the non-fiction prompt contains photographs inside, and the fantasy has prompt has an author's note, not an author's acknowledgements, but an author's note. So I'm going to have to look through some of my fantasy books and see which ones I can pick from. Roll number 4. Do I jinx it and say we haven't had any doubles yet? Oh, thought I was going to get one then. So we have a 6 and a 4 again. I'm going to move this one 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, so I can get a middle grade. And this one 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Ooh, an ebook. So there's no prompt for the white spaces because they're ebook spaces. So it just means I have to pick one of my ebooks and read that. But we do need to get the prompt for the middle grade. And the prompt for this is someone else's TBR pick. So I need to watch somebody else's TBR video and I get to pick one of their books. Again, this is one of those prompts that doesn't have to stick to the genre that it comes from. So it doesn't have to be a middle grade that I can pick. Just if they have put a book on their February TBR and I have that same book, then I can put it onto my TBR. So there we go, that is that one. Roll number 5, can we get this one home? Ooh, no. Okay, I'm going to move this one 1, so we can get a fantasy on, because you know that's my favourite genre. And this one 3. 1, 2, 3. Ooh, a second ebook. Oh my goodness. Ooh, great for my ebook stats. So again, only the one prompt. This one is for fantasy. And this one is to flip a coin. So I get to choose 2 books that I would like to read. And I will assign one as heads, one as tails. I will flip a coin and I will read the one that it lands on. Okay, roll number 6. Is this the last roll? It is, because look, it's 5 and a 6. So this one can go 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and it's home, and 1, 2, 3, 4 for the 6, and that one's home. So that is my Bookgammon TBR for February. What do you think? We got the bomb book, but we also got 2 ebooks. Was it a good game this month, or I don't know. Let's see what books I pick for this month. So she wasn't nice. I don't know what to say anymore. Anyway, what a day. Okay, so our first roll landed us on a fantasy, and for that one it was lowest anticipated. So for that one I decided to go with this. This is Ratcatcher by James McGee. It looks very like country and western, kind of cowboys, guns and stuff. I picked these up, I picked the first 3 books of this up in a charity shop at a time when I was just buying for the sake of buying, for the sake of filling my bookshelves. And I saw the 3 of them and I thought, well, I'll get them because that's like the start of a series. Not even caring about the fact that I didn't know what it was about. Also as well, the first 2 books are paperbacks, but the third is a hardback. Why do I do that? It says, you don't send a gentleman to catch vermin, you send Hawkwood. So this says, the rich hate him, thieves fear him, women love him. Matthew Hawkwood just wants to do his job, keeping the peace on the teeming, crime-ridden streets of Regency London. But there is more to this tall, dark and dangerous Bow Street runner than meets the gin-sodden eye. He's a man with a past that worries some in high places. But the chief magistrate thinks he is just right for a crucial mission, because London is not only home to arrogant aristocrats and pickpockets, but French spies, rogue inventors and other enemies of England. I think this is the first one. Was this the first one? I'm sure it was the first one. Let me just, it doesn't say. I think this is the first one. If it's not, I'll put the other one in. But yeah, I'm going to be reading this as my lowest anticipated because this has sat on my shelves for God knows how long. And I just, I did try a chapter on this once and it seemed intriguing. But then I haven't picked it up since I did that try a chapter. So yeah, lowest anticipated. And the second prompt that we got was random colour generator for the manga graphic novel space. So I will include that footage here and now. Okay, so let's do the random colour generator before we can pick that book. I have my whirligig here, and I'm just using the one that I have for what colour shall I paint my nails. So let's go. Ooh, grey and silver. Okay, so I need to pick a book with a grey or silver cover. Great. So I got silver or grey, so I went with this one. This is Holy Sister by Mark Lawrence, which is the 3rd and final book in the Red Sister trilogy by him. I have read the book 1, book 2. So I have the 3rd and final book to get to. So I'm not going to give you the synopsis for this because obviously this is the 3rd book. But Red Sister is about a young girl called Nonna. And I used to pronounce it as Nona until I heard the audiobook and it's pronounced Nonna. Anyway, Nonna is a girl who is literally on the verge of execution for a crime. I can't remember what exactly, and she is rescued at the last minute by a nun and taken to a school where she's basically being trained as an assassin, and the story goes from there. So yeah, I really am enjoying listening to the audiobooks. The audio narrator is very easy to listen to, and yeah, I really I'm enjoying this trilogy, so it would be nice to get this finished. So that is this one. Our second roll. Damn bomb book. So we did land on the bomb token. As if if I'm not still trying to read the last Bond book. So I won't be reading Finale. Damn it. I might pick it up in the month, I don't know. But I will be picking up The Bright and the Pale by Jessica Rubinowski. I have to read this in February. The good thing is, though, I believe that the Polathon, Readathon, hosted by Jade from JD Ray Reads channel, is happening in February. I don't know if I'm going to particularly take part in it. I have to watch the, I think I did try to watch the video, but I was a bit preoccupied at the time, so I didn't take it all in. So I might re-watch her announcement video for it and then see what I can do and maybe try and fit a couple of these books into it, because this would be perfect for the Polathon Readathon, because it is like cold setting, you know, icy mountains, blue, silver on the cover. So it's a foiled cover, which I think was one of the prompts. So this could do for one of those. So yeah, I mean, it fits for the readathon, I suppose. So yeah, I'm going to be reading that one. And then the second space we landed on was for the contemporary, and the prompt for that was one bed trope. Now, I had to turn to Goodreads for this because obviously it doesn't always say in the synopsis that it has the one bedroom trope. One bed trope, not one bedroom, one bed trope, which is basically where two people are forced to sleep in the same bed even though they would rather not. So on that list, there was a few on there, and I almost picked a different one, but then I saw this one. Now I believe that in the US it's called The People We Meet on Vacation or something. But here in the UK, it's called You and Me on Vacation by Emily Henry. Now, the reason why I decided to go for this one and not one of the other contemporaries that I have is because I have a video idea for the other contemporaries. So I picked the Emily Henry one because I already know that I like Emily Henry. I do enjoy her books. I read 2 so far now, Book Lovers and also Beach Read, which was on my January TBR, so spoiler, I liked it. So I feel like I could read this one because I probably won't include this one in the video idea that I have. So I thought I would read this one. You and Me on Vacation. It's about, it says on the bottom, 2 best friends, 10 summer trips, their last chance to fall in love. So yeah, that's that one. Role number 3, the fantasy space that we landed on, the prompt for that was has an author's note. So for that I picked, this is where I'm going to go into my priority picks. I'm going to pick Daughter of Smoke and Bone by Laini Taylor. Now, it doesn't technically have an author's note. However, at the back, let me find it. At the back, it has a reading group guide. So it says, Laini Taylor, why I wrote Daughter of Smoke and Bone. So she goes on to discuss her inspiration for the book. So I figured that's technically an author's note. So I'm going to count it. My rules, my game. I want to read this book. So yeah, do you belong here or elsewhere? I did read the synopsis for this in January's TBR Bookgammon thing, so I'm not going to read it again. But basically, the doors to elsewhere are closing, and Karoo must choose between the safety of her human life and the dangers of a war-ravaged world that may hold the answers she has always sought, basically. So yeah, I'm going to read that one. And the second prompt for that, the second space we landed on was a non-fiction, and the prompt for that was contains photographs inside. So I'm again going to my priority picks and picking out The Wars of the Roses by Martin J. Doherty, because inside, and I did have a flick through, and there was a lot of like paintings and sketches and stuff, but then every now and again you got that. That's a photograph, isn't it? That's a photograph. Because I was looking at, you know, things like that and going, that's not a photograph, that's a picture. So I wasn't sure whether it counted, and then I would see something like that and that's got a photograph. So I'm counting it. Again, my rules. I really want to read this book, even though I didn't get to it in January. I do want to read it. I'm interested. So yeah, The Wars of the Roses. So that's that one. For roll number 4, our first prompt, we actually landed on the ebook space. So, on my Amazon Fire tablet, okay, so my Amazon Fire is taking its sweet ass time to load up, so I'm not going to bother showing you the thing, but the ebook that I've decided to pick is called Satan's Affair. I will put the information here on the screen for you. It's a novella, and it was advised, I purchased another ebook, which I'll talk about in a moment, that on the Kindle and Kindle Unlimited, and it advised that you should read the novella first. So I downloaded Satan's Affair, and so I will be picking that as my first ebook to read. The second prompt for the 4th roll was middle grade, and for that I had to pick from somebody else's TBR. So this didn't have to be specifically a middle grade book, but it just had to be a book that somebody else was also going to be reading in February. Doesn't mean that we have to buddy read this. It just means I saw they were reading it, and so I'm going to read it as well. And I will, the video that I saw was Becca Fowle, I believe. I will put it on the screen for you. I watched her TBR video for February, and she is going to be reading The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea by Axio. So I thought, yeah, me too. I was really interested in this because I thought there might be mermaids in it, let's be honest. But I don't believe it is, and I do believe that it's kind of like Chinese, something, Korean. So The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea is a magical feminist retelling of a classic Korean legend, perfect for fans of Uprooted and Miyazaki's Spirited Away. So for generations, deadly storms have ravaged Mina's homeland. Her people believe the sea god, once their protector, now curses them with death and despair. To appease him, each year a maiden is thrown into the sea in the hopes that one day the true bride will be chosen and end the suffering. Now, Mina, our main character, her brother's fiance, I believe, or girl that he loves, is chosen to be the bride to be sacrificed to the sea god, and to save him losing his love, Mina decides to sacrifice herself instead. But when she gets beneath the sea, I believe she finds out that things are not quite what she's been told they are. So very excited for this one. It looks pretty short. How long is it? Just over 300 pages, so I should be able to get through this relatively quickly. So that is good, because I do have some chonkers, i.e. my bomb book from January still to get through. So yeah, excited for that one. And for our final roll for the first prompt, we landed on the ebook space again. So for that one, again, I'm not going to get my Kindle. I'm going to be reading, what's it called? Haunting Adeline. Again, I'll put the information here. This is, again, on Kindle Unlimited. It does have some content warnings. It's a very dark, possibly very sadistic, I'm assuming it's got a lot of content warnings. So if by any chance I read Satan's Affair and I think, oh, this is too much for me, then I will probably change from reading Haunting Adeline, which is the first book, to something else. I'll pick a different ebook instead. But this one does interest me. It's intriguing me. It's catching at my interest. So yeah. But I'm not sure if if the content warnings are going to be too much for me. But yeah, if you are interested, I will leave you to do your own research on this book, about this book, because the content warnings are there. So yeah, do your research on it. But it has been one that has triggered my interest. Anyway, so the second prompt for roll number 5, roll number 5 was the fantasy one, and for that one I had to flip a coin. So I will insert the footage of that. Okay, these are my two choices for the coin flip. I have my coin flip app with still the Queen's head on there, though that won't be for much longer. So let's see. I will do heads for Stolen Heir, because the heir wears the crown, and then Belladonna for the tails, because birds have tails. So let's go. Go tails. Yeah! So Belladonna it is. Yes. So as you saw from that footage, I did land on tails, so that means I get to read Belladonna by Adeline Grace. I think I have read something from Adeline Grace before. All the Stars and Teeth. Yes, I did. This book is stunning. Look at those birds. Aren't they beautiful? So excited. This is the Waterstones edition. Sadly and unfortunately, I stopped my Fairy Loot subscription just before they sent out Belladonna. But I do like this version better than the Fairy Loot one, actually. I would have been rather miffed with the Fairy Loot edition. If I had my choice, it would have been this one that I'd have gone for anyway. I love the subtle purple. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to be reading this one. It says, "Your name is no curse, little bird. I just like the taste of it." Oh. So the synopsis for this one, it says, "For as long as Signa Farrow has been alive, the people in her life have fallen like stars." So Signa's best chance of uncovering a murderer is an alliance with Death himself, a fascinating, dangerous shadow who's never been far from her side. Though he's made her life a living hell, Death shows Signa that their growing connection may be more powerful and more irresistible than she ever dared imagine. I'm very much into my fantasy romances at the moment. It seems to be my comfort read at the moment. So I am very, very excited for this one. I can see me picking this up almost immediately come February the 1st. So yes, very excited for that. So that is my Bookgammon TBR for the month of February. I do have my Waterstones Book Club pick to also read in February. And this month they have chosen Pandora by Susan Stokes Chapman. So another pretty bird there on the cover. If you don't know this about me, I love birds. I think they're such beautiful, amazing creatures. This one is set in London, 1799. Dora Blake lives with her uncle in what used to be her parents' famed shop of antiquities. When a mysterious Greek vase is delivered, Dora is intrigued by her uncle's suspicious behaviour and enlists the help of Edward Lawrence, a young antiquarian scholar. For Edward, the ancient vase is the key to unlocking his professional future. For Dora, it's a chance to restore the shop to its former glory and to escape her nefarious uncle. But what Edward discovers about the vase has Dora questioning everything she has believed about her life, her family, and even the world as she knows it. So yeah, I need to read this before the book club meets in February. So yeah, this will also be a priority read as well. So yeah, and this one has been the breakout sensation, instant #1 bestseller, apparently. So yeah, it says some doors are kept locked for a reason. Obviously based on Pandora's box myth. Anyway, So that plus Empire of Storms. Plus as well, I was hoping to take part in Becca and the Books book club thing, reading, bear with me, I'll go get it. I'm back. Reading The Blade Itself by Joe Abercrombie. I really want to read this series, but again, it's a bit of a chonker. 515 pages. I don't know if I'm going to get to it, guys. But I also wanted to do that. Plus as well, I kind of do want to try and get to finale if I can. For a girl who's not reading a lot at the moment, this is a very big TBR. Chances of me not getting to some of these books in February, highly likely. But we're going to give it a go. So, are you reading any of these books in the month of February? Is there any books here that you're looking at going, I could buddy read that with you, Nicola, help you out? Let me know in the comment section down below. We can read it together. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.